Here are 8 gymnastic skills that we don't see as frequently as we used to, but are no doubt still some fan favorites. The Corbett Flip. Named after Olga Korbut, this iconic skill turns heads for both longtime fans and newcomers alike. The skill is executed by standing on the high bar facing the low bar, jumping backward into the air, doing a backflip, re-grabbing the bar, and ultimately swinging towards the low bar. Standing on the bar is now banned in the Code of Points because it disrupts the flow of the routine, but Korbut performed this skill many times before the ban, including in the 1972 Olympics.
Now watch this, Back salty right to the other bar.
Rollout skills. Any skill to which a gymnast adds a half salto and rolls out of rather than completing a full flip to their feet is considered a rollout skill. An example of a rollout skill is the Thomas salto, named after Kurt Thomas. The Thomas salto is a back salto with 1.5 flips and 1.5 twists that the gymnast rolls out of at the end before standing up. Rollout skills have been banned in women's gymnastics for a while because of how precise the landing must be in order to avoid neck injury. They were banned in men's gymnastics as well in the 2017 to 2020 Code of Points because of the same safety concerns. This difficult landing has caused injuries for multiple gymnasts, most notably Elena Makina, who broke her neck and became quadriplegic. A quad series, which is any series with 4 elements in a row on beam, was performed by many gymnasts in the 1980s and early 90s. Many gymnasts did a combination of back handsprings and layouts in varying orders, some even combining the quad series with their mount. Gymnasts stopped performing a quad series when the 1997 Code of Points came into effect, changing the rules on what counted as a connection bonus and therefore lowering the value of these skills. As a result of these changes, gymnasts today usually complete 3 skills in a series rather than 4. Belly beats. Commonly referred to as just beats or beating the bar, belly beats are when a gymnast swings from a handstand position on the high bar and slams their hips into the low bar. This helps the gymnast gain momentum to complete the next skill, and when executed perfectly, this painful-looking skill does not hurt at all. To perform this skill correctly, the bars have to be on the perfect setting, ensuring each gymnast hits in the right spot. Once extremely popular, the trend faded when wider set bars became the norm. The widened bars allow gymnasts today to have more room for flight during bar-to-bar releases and other moves, but loses the flowy, connected rhythm many bar routines had in the past. The Saliva Mount, named after Romanian gymnast Daniela Salivas, is done by jumping up to a shoulder stand with legs in a straddle position, then pirouetting the body into a chest stand. Even though this skill is largely ignored today, it helped Daniela win the gold medal on beam in the 1988 Seoul Olympic Games. Today, many gymnasts do not want to take the risk of falling right away because the reward is not high enough for completing a difficult mount. Especially after watching Alicia Sacramone fall on her mount at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, many teams decided it was safer to get on the beam without risking a fall, so the Salivas and other tricky mounts faded out of style. Kich Dismount. This dismount begins like a toe front dismount would today, but as the gymnast shoots her legs off the bar and begins to release, there is a half twist into a backflip rather than the forward salto typically performed in a toe front. Many skills that were the height of difficulty in the 1970s are no longer performed because of their decrease in value, and the Kich Dismount is no exception. Named after Nadia Comaneci and shown off at the 1976 Olympic Games, this dismount was one of the most difficult being done at the time, but gymnasts competing more challenging skills today have forced the Kich Dismount out of competition. Back-to-back tumbling is any tumbling pass in which a gymnast tumbles from one corner of the floor to another, then back again to the original corner without stopping. Once performed frequently by many gymnasts such as Daniela Salivas, Oksana Omelianchik, and Dominique Dawes, it is done less often today for a few reasons. Today, the focus is on difficult skills that take more energy to complete on their own without flipping out of. There is also a stronger focus on landing, connecting skills, and form, making back-to-back tumbling too difficult without being deducted in many places. On floor, many gymnasts use to compete 2 front handsprings at the beginning of a tumbling pass before launching themselves into a difficult skill. Executed to gain momentum and power, this technique faded as round-off back handsprings became more popular. Today, higher flips and harder skills mean floor space is better used through running to gain power rather than completing multiple front handsprings.